Hello everyone, it is Lucy and today we're going to be talking all about Aritzia. So this is actually my first time purchasing from and trying out anything from Aritzia. I'm not totally sure actually how globally popular Aritzia is because at least for us in Australia, it's not a store you can go to. Now, according to my very comprehensive research, aka just going on Google and remembering what I've seen in YouTube videos, Aritzia is this Canadian fashion brand that I feel has gained quite a lot of popularity as of recent, although I think it's been around for quite a while. I first started noticing it when a few of my favorite fashion YouTubers were kind of talking about them, just mentioning, oh, you know, my favorite t-shirt is from Aritzia, or, you know, sort of talking about where they get their staple basics from, and Aritzia was kind of coming up there. But then I somehow got caught on Aritzia TikTok and it was just such a wormhole. Everyone was basically singing the praises of Aritzia and it was kind of reminding me almost of like the Lululemon cult kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Like the people who shop from Aritzia are fanatics. They even have a subreddit for Aritzia where they talk about sizing and like the quality comparison of different items or even different versions of the same item, which I actually did find very helpful for this video. So shout out to the Aritzia subreddit. But my interest was piqued. I was primed to purchase from Aritzia, but I was kind of waiting because Aritzia is not the cheapest. It's definitely not the most expensive. I would kind of describe Aritzia as a brand in general as sort of the love child of Zara and Reformation. It seems to be a lot of high quality basics with like really plush, nice fabrics, and then sort of trendy colors that they kind of release seasonally, as well as their staple colors. That's kind of the vibe. And not gonna lie, it's very up my alley. It is. Now, while I would say that I'm a fashion rat, I would also classify myself as a fashion magpie in that I'm typically drawn to sort of those more out there fashion pieces, but that also means that I have a really great love for quality basics that can be really versatile. And at this point in kind of where I'm at on my fashion journey, I'm kind of happy to pay a little bit more for a piece if I think it's going to be good quality, it's going to wear well, just generally, I'm happy to pay more for a piece if it's going to be a really good investment in my wardrobe. Because as much as I hesitate to say that fashion is investment, because I do still think that the real investment should be in things like your retirement fund, your superannuation if you're Australian, you know, stock market, things like that. I do think if we're talking fashion investments, Aritzia does seem to be the kind of place where they're, you know, having pieces that fit that descriptor. But then because I had been looking at so much Aritzia content on TikTok and everything, I actually got a sponsored ad on my Instagram that said they were having their summer sale. So this is when this happened. So I figured today we could talk about what I think of the pieces I got from Aritzia, whether I think they're worth their money, and just generally my thoughts in terms of what Aritzia is like as a fashion brand. Kind of like a little chatty, just chill out, you and me, we're just hanging, grab a cup of tea, grab a snack, because I'm just gonna chat through the pieces. I'm not gonna lie to you, I have taken a couple of them out for a spin because I just like couldn't wait. I've been sitting on this video for like a little hot second. So I have like almost mini reviews of a couple pieces too. But before we get into these fashionable finds, I'd like to talk about some other fashionable finds from today's sponsor, Vivaia. Vivaia is a footwear brand that has a variety of classic and fashionable designs with a focus on being eco-friendly and sustainable. All of their products are created with a seamless 3D knitted design, creating a zero waste process using recycled materials. I've actually been testing a few pairs over the last couple of months, including these ones, which are the Bonnie ballet flats in pale pink. And I've also been testing the Tamiya ribbon flats in black and the jade sandals in lavender. And each of these pairs of shoes is actually made of 6 recycled plastic bottles, which are, they're very soft and cushy. So you wouldn't suspect they're made of plastic bottles, but you know, the more you know. And I actually took this pair with me on my trip to North Queensland recently, and they were genuinely so comfy. I was walking, you know, like over 10K steps a day in these, and they just remain comfy and soft. They're like a little kind of cozy sweater for your feet, but also like not in like a sweaty way. So I've definitely done the walking test in them and I can confirm they are very comfy. They have like a little padded sole in there as well. I really gave them a good workout and they took me through the whole trip very comfortably. The style of them is really classic. They're very comfortable. All around, I'm very impressed with the shoes that I've been wearing for the last couple of months. So shout out to Vivaia for sponsoring today's video. If you would like to get your own pair of shoes from Vivaia, you can use the code LucyVivaia for 15% off, and I'll also pop all of that information in the description box down below. Okay, starting off with the first piece that I got. This is the cropped fleece from Sunday Best. As you can see, it is just like a cropped rugby polo style top. And for the keen observers of you watching, yes, I am also wearing a collared rugby style top. Funnily enough, I ordered these 2 items at around the same time. So it's not like I had one of them first and was like, oh yeah, I love rugby tops, let me get another one. I just so happened to be in the mood for looking at rugby tops. And so this one was from the Cody book video, which you can go watch as well. Highly recommend. Pretty good content if I say so myself. But I actually got this one first, I think. And when I got it, I was like, yes, rugby polos are the vibe. So yeah, I have been sitting on these ones for a little while. Now I work from home. So a lot of the time, as I'm sure many of you who have worked from home will also know, it's very tempting to just wear like pajamas or like a tracksuit on the bottom, like something mildly to moderately professional for potential Zoom calls on top. And while I do love the benefit of just being able to be comfortable like 24/7, I do feel like I enjoy the process of getting at least semi-presentable through my day. Like I am a fashion and makeup girly at heart. I do enjoy the process of getting ready and putting together a look. So even if it's a casual kind of comfy look, I like that. You know what I mean? Like the mental state of putting on like real human being clothes. I do feel like Aritzia is kind of aligned with the that girl TikTok trend, which not totally sure I subscribe to. Like I'm all for self-improvement and kind of like ambition, but as a reformed girl boss, I do think that some parts of the trend are a little not my cup of tea. But do you know what I mean? I do feel like this is like a that girl piece with like a little, you know what I mean? Like cute little earring curation on the ear, like multiple cute dainty earrings, and then a pair of like effortless Japanese selvage denim jeans. I don't feel like I look like that when I wear this. The length of this is just slightly too long on my torso for it to look like the right amount of cropped to be kind of my, you know, like sexy effortless look, but it is still very comfortable and cute. And while I am a vain girly, I am at peace with the fact this is like not the most flattering piece for me, but I like how comfy it is and how warm it is and how plush it is. So out of all of the items, I think I've actually worn this one the most so far, because what I've been doing is when I go to the gym, which I go to the gym now, which is a weird kind of progression in my storyline that I wasn't really expecting, but okay, Lucy goes to the gym now. I usually wear like leggings, a pair of trainers and a sports bra, and then I pop this over my sports bra so that when I leave the gym going to and fro from the gym, I'm still getting used to the fact that I'm like a person who goes to the gym. Like it's really weird for me to be like, oh yeah, no, I'm going to the gym. What a weird sentence to come out of my mouth. It's kind of fun. I'm kind of enjoying it. Kind of lifting weights. Kind of slay. But I just love this as a little thing to slip over because it's just kind of comfy. It's cozy. It kind of keeps me warm as well because the whole like muscle warm up, cool down thing, which I'm very well versed in, as you can tell. Very big gym brain. Also, in terms of the fabric, it is very thick and plush and very warm. I don't know how this is going to go in the warm months for me living in Australia, but at the moment, because it's a little cool, this cozy guy, very, very nice. It's also a cotton poly blend. It's mostly cotton, which I appreciate because sometimes with fleecy kind of materials, it seems to be leaning a little bit more on the synthetic side and it just feels a little bit like sticky. But while obviously it's fleece, so it is going to be quite warm, quite cozy, I wouldn't say it feels like a little sweat fest, which some, you know, kind of fleecy fabrics can lean towards. Not necessarily the most exciting piece of my wardrobe, but definitely functional, comfortable, and that's kind of all I really wanted from it, because this isn't really the kind of piece I would style up to be like super fashion when I'm doing a look anyway, you know? Like I didn't have those aspirations for it. So in terms of expectations, it's met them. Then next up, I got actually two of the Apple long sleeve cardigans. I got them in this kind of lilac-y lavender color, and then this sort of pistachio matcha color as well. I was initially just gonna get it in the purple colorway, and I had another kind of green long sleeve crop top that I was into, but then I kind of realized that I preferred the style of this one, and they had this style in this color and it was on sale for a better price. So I just got two of the same, which I feel like is a risk for the first time, but I saw so many reviews online of people talking about how much they loved the Apple style. Like it's a really popular style that they keep bringing back in different colors. So I figured it was a pretty safe bet. Now, much like the rugby polo, these are a cotton polyelastane blend. So they do have a little bit of stretch to them. I do wish they were like more of a cotton material, but in saying that, the fabric does feel very nice and it's also not see-through. It's really like nice and opaque, which for pastel colors is nice to see. Now, I got both of these in a size small, And I will say it was quite hard to figure out what size I should order because of course Aritzia has their own size chart on their website, but also from all the reviews I was seeing online, you know, Reddit discussion threads, lots of people were kind of talking about if an item was true to size, you should definitely size up, you should definitely size down. But because I wanted like a fitted kind of cropped cardigan, you know, 90s look, I went for the small. And I think the small was the way to go in terms of how it fits on my frame. I think the small was correct. However, with the chesticles, I would say that the buttons do tend to kind of like pull a little bit, just around the chesticles. But as long as I don't have it fully buttoned up, if I unbutton the top and the bottom, which I do think looks better that way anyway, I don't have any problems. I've worn these out with no issue at all. And I've only worn the green one out so far and I had no issues. Also, can we talk about how the buttons are color like coordinated to the cardigan? That is a detail that I love. Very underrated detail. So many times I see a good cardigan or a knit and I go, oh, how delightful. And then they have just some random brown tortoiseshell buttons. Like I know it's a design detail that some people like, but I don't like it. So it's really nice to see these just like minimal, like the buttons here are green and the buttons here are purple. If you want a little bit more of a comfortable fit, again, particularly if you have medium to large size chesticles, I would probably go the size up. Like I do think a medium would be comfy for me, but I do think the small was the right decision for me and how I want to wear these cardies. The only other thing I will say is I do feel like compared to the pictures on the website, I do feel like these colors are just slightly more saturated, a little bit brighter in real life. They're not as muted as I kind of thought they'd be, which again, it's just so hard to tell with online shopping. I'm sure if I lived in the lovely country of Canada, I would be able to see them in person and know if they're too bright. Because I do feel like this color, okay, on camera, that actually looks kind of slay. I'm not totally sure this green is like the perfect green for me, but I do think the purple is a slay, no doubt. See what I mean? Maybe I should do that seasonal color analysis thing. Let me know if you would be interested in seeing that. But yeah, I totally see why these are popular. They're very versatile. They have a whole bunch of colors and yeah, I'm very excited to have these in my wardrobe because it just works so well with my style. I'm a big cardigan as top kind of girl. Next up, we have this gray t-shirt. I know, riveting, exciting, groundbreaking fashion, which is also from Aritzia's Sunday Best line. Now this fabric is, I'm pretty sure, identical to the crop cardigans I just showed you. Funnily enough, there's actually a lot of talk online about which Aritzia t-shirt is the best Aritzia t-shirt because Aritzia actually have a lot of different sublines, kind of like Zara, sort of, except Zara is like Zara, Zara Woman, Zara Truffaluk. You know what I mean? But Aritzia, it's like Wilfred, Sunday Best, Babaton. They're kind of like brands within Aritzia. I don't know, I don't really have a lot of good comparisons in terms of Australian retail stores. But from what I could tell, I figured this t-shirt, the Sunday Best t-shirt, would be the t-shirt that spoke most to my sensibilities because it's a little bit more of a fitted kind of feminine style as opposed to more of your classic boxy style. Because I got the classic boxy tees, but I wanted like hot girl model off duty weekend tee. You know what I mean? Like the kind of plush, kind of put together nice t-shirt that you wear with a pair of jeans. I feel like I'm just saying the same thing that I said about the rugby polo. Well, where the rugby polo didn't look kind of cute in the way that I was sort of envisioning, this is so flattering and cute. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This is a hot girl t-shirt. I got this in the size small, and again, I do feel like that was the correct size to get. It's not as cropped as I would think, but it's also not like a full hip length t-shirt. It kind of sits somewhere in the middle. I would say it's like mid-rise, where a mid-rise pair of jeans is where this t-shirt falls. It could literally just be a regular length t-shirt, but I think I'm so used to wearing either crop t-shirts or like super big boxy baggy shirts that I don't actually know what a regular t-shirt length looks like. So I think this is a regular length t-shirt. All to say that when I wear this with a high-waisted pair of jeans, I can tuck this in. There's like quite a bit of length on there, if that helps paint the picture. I just feel like, if I may say, this really accentuates my curves and it's just a very nice, simple piece to have. I really don't think I would wear this in any other situations than with like a pair of jeans, but it's just a little bit more put together than like a super baggy shirt or like a kind of really relaxed crop graphic t-shirt. It's a little bit more of a like, I'm an adult woman who shops at like a mid-priced grocery store, which I think is very much in line with the Aritzia brand. Like I would say that the Aritzia girlies shop at Whole Foods, right? or at least like the kind of fancy section of a Trader Joe's. I don't know, I don't have either of those things here, but we do have Harris Farm Markets, which I do really like going there. I honestly just love a grocery store. Is that a kind of, I don't know, like even when I'm traveling, like just going into the grocery store, just what do you got? What snacks you got? You guys got a bakery section? Where's your milk from? Just the little things in life, okay? But anyway, super random tangent. Hot girl t-shirt, very much Lucy approved. I just want to say thank you to all the people for thinking that I'm really brave for not getting a white t-shirt as I do normally. But after wearing this, I will definitely also get this in white the next opportunity I shop on Aritzia because I feel like it looks really good. It's a really good basic t-shirt. Now, after this video's greatest slay comes our biggest flop. Look, it's not really a flop. I just don't think it's particularly amazing. Doesn't really rock my world, but I also didn't expect it to, well, that's not true. I was hoping for it to rock my world, but it just rose to like medium expectations, which is, it's fine. Not every single item of my clothing needs to girl boss, you know? They can just do their job and go home at the end of the day. Working overtime that you're not paid for, silly, don't do that. So these are both from the Wilfred Free Lounge line. So these are a very soft, like modal almost cotton, like it's a very drapey, not particularly thick. It's designed to be, it's loungewear. It's loungewear. I did see kind of mixed reviews online in forums sort of talking about the free lounge range. A lot of people basically said it's nice, but it's not necessarily worth like the price point. But I did buy these on sale. So I can't say that I'm like super mad about the price I paid for them. But I think if I did buy them full price, I'd be a little like, it's not bad, but it's not exceptional. And I think you can find similar things, you know, Kmart, Target. It hasn't got that special juice like that t-shirt does. That t-shirt got the special good juice. Both of these are in a viscose polyester elastane blend, which like not particularly excited about. It is like a really soft, almost like modal bamboo kind of feeling. And at this price point, I kind of wish they were, but they're not, and that's fine. I did know what the material composition was before I purchased them, and that is mainly because one of my favorite pairs of pants of all time that's like super comfy that I wear a lot is from ASOS, and it's mainly a viscose blend, and it's just super comfy and super light. And both of these are really lightweight and very nice, so I do think they will be able to take me through to the kind of Australian spring. Maybe the summer a little bit much, maybe not the pants, but the top is a turtleneck. Bit much for the Australian summer, but I think the pants are breezy enough that I'd be able to wear them in the warmer months. Again, it is just loungewear. I'm wearing it around the house and I did get lighter colors, so it is to be expected to a point. But again, I think so far from like what I've seen from Aritzia's quality, it just does feel like maybe this is a line that they're just like skimping on the bougie materials, the fanciness of, in my opinion. Now, this one I am absolutely in love with. This is the Babaton slip mini skirt. And when I tell you, this is such a flattering, cute, classic piece that just fits in so well with my like pastel, feminine, kind of classic, but slightly like 90s style. I was sort of tossing up between the small, the medium, and the large. Like I kind of was like, I could fit in any of these. But from what I saw online, people said to go true to size because it's not like a super flared fit. It is more of like a traditional slip skirt. So I knew I needed the kind of, you know, width to accommodate the hips and the boot. But because also the waistband is elastic, I knew that hopefully it would kind of be able to sit on my waist tight enough that it wouldn't look baggy. The reason why I got this is because I actually have a midi, almost maxi skirt in a very similar kind of blue shiny fabric that I used to wear going into corporate. I was obsessed with that skirt, and whenever I wore it, I always got a lot of compliments. To try and make it casual, it doesn't quite translate as well. It is a bit more of a formal piece, if that makes sense. So when I saw this, which is basically like, it's pretty much exactly the same fabric, but it's like a more of a short casual style, I was like, I'm very tempted by this delicious liquidy silky blue color. I just think it can be styled in so many versatile ways. Like you can kind of make it casual, you can kind of dress it up like sneakers, heels, you know what I mean? It's versatile and it's such a classic kind of piece. And when I find something that works and that like really sings to my heart, I'm like, okay, how can we replicate the success of this case study? I haven't actually worn it out yet because I was like, I just don't trust myself because I'm a very clumsy person, and it's a beautiful light baby blue color, and I was like, I will spill something on it and then ruin it, and then I can't like show it in the video, or I will have to show it and explain that I like spilled something on it and I'm like a gross little rat gremlin. So that's the only reason why I haven't worn it out yet. It's also been cold. That's the other reason. I ordered it because it's their summer sale. They're like selling all their summer stuff, and I'm here like the like 1 month of the year where I'm like freezing in a jumper, which is one main benefit of being an Australian, because all the big like global fashion companies are like, ew, summer clothes, who's gonna wear that? Not us. And I'm just like, me in 1 month. So when it comes to spring, when spring has sprung, I will wear this. I was gonna try and see if I can make that rhyme, but I can't. But yeah. And then last but certainly not least, we have the famous Aritzia Babaton contour bodysuit. I have seen so many TikToks about this bodysuit. I have made my own TikTok about this bodysuit because I wanted to know. I really did. And with sizing with this was the one where I was like, okay, let's have a look at sizing, babes. Because I actually did size up in this one, and I don't know if I should have done that. But that's also what so many of the people on the internet were saying. Basically, there are a lot of people saying to size up, so I did that. And I think it looks good. I think the medium is nice, but I would say it's very comfortable. A lot of people were talking about how it like really like snatches you and makes you look really like contoured, hence the term contour bodysuit. And I don't know if the medium size of this does that for me. I do think it looks very nice. Obviously, it looks really seamless under like a pair of jeans or under a skirt. And it's a very versatile piece to have in my wardrobe, so I don't really intend on returning it because I literally do not have another bodysuit at all. I'm not normally a bodysuit girly because like the little, you know, it just, I'm not really that's not really the style of undergarment I go for. Can I ask like the dumbest question ever? I feel like you should wear stuff under this, but I also don't feel like you should, like, is it just like a swimsuit? Because it's sort of a swimsuit material. Do you just wear it like you would wear a swimsuit? Or do you? I realize this is a dumb question, but I am not a person who's worn a bodysuit before. And just in the interest of women's health, I'm not like totally sure if I like totally love like wearing that all day. Definitely for like a night out or like a special occasion, like it does look really put together. And like, I do feel like the fit of it does look a bit more going out-y, but I also do feel like we have a very like casual fashion culture here where I live. So this would look really dressy, even if you were wearing this to work with like a skirt on top. I do feel like it would look a bit too dressy, or at least how I feel I look in it. It just looks dressy. Is it meant to be like snatching? Because I don't know if it did that. So I'm kind of like, maybe I should have bought a small, because I guess my main concern was it wasn't going to fit on like my bottom half, but then it is also a, it's a thong style. So it doesn't really need to fit in it because it doesn't really go in it, does it? Right. It's also hard for me to give you like a full review in terms of comparing it to something like, you know, Skims or Spanx or anything like that, because again, first time leotard. Okay, bodysuit. It's a bodysuit, but is it not just a leotard? Is it not just a leotard for the girlies? Is there a difference between a leotard and a bodysuit other than like purpose? Philosophical questions. We're always thinking of the big ideas here on the Lucy Libin YouTube channel. I definitely understand how this is so beloved, but I don't know if I necessarily see like the full hype, if that makes sense. So those are the things I picked up from Aritzia. I also got a set of 3 socks, which they're good. Nice socks. I just needed socks. Let me know if you've tried Aritzia before, because it was my first time, and I would say I would shop with them again. I hope I have an opportunity in the, you know, near/distant future to go into one of their stores, because I do think I'd be able to find a lot more pieces that work for me, because there were quite a few pieces that I wanted to get, but I also just kind of was like, like this could really go either way, and like return shipping to Canada, like I don't really want to do that. So I kind of just want to, you know, make the safe bets. And I would say all of these pieces I will wear, which means great success for me today. But yeah, would love to try more pieces from Aritzia. So if you have purchased from Aritzia and you have like an absolute favorite, or you have a recommendation where you're like, Lucy, you simple fool, you little simpleton, you little dum-dum, then pop them in the comments below and let me know, because then when they have another sale, even though I think this sale is still going now, it's been going on for like a month and a half. I'm like, what's going on here? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this sort of little chatty video with me just sharing with you the pieces I picked up. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.